boy, Megalodon James. It is Sunday, and it's beautiful as ever. And I got my friend Miss AYANNA out here from where?
Trinidad.
Oh, hold up. Trinidad, baby. Trinidad. Y'all heard it. Y'all heard it. How you doing today, Miss AYANNA?
I'm good. I'm really good. It's a beautiful day here in Trinidad, and we just living the beautiful life.
The beautiful life. So look, I wanted to get with you. You have some serious locks. And as you know, I have a lock channel. I do a lot of different things, but man, I love to talk about the locks. And when I seen your locks, I said, oh, I got to get her on here because we need to talk about these locks. So one thing that I definitely need to ask you is how long have you been growing your locks?
Okay, how long? What year? In 2020. So the ending of this year will be 20 years.
Whoa.
I cut all my hair off completely, like shorter than yours, at the end of 2000 when I left Trinidad for the first time, and never put a scissors, a comb, a brush to my hair since.
So what was the inspiration behind that? So you just wanted something different, or what was it?
All right, so it's a little heavy story, but I'll still tell it. When I was 16, 17, the first real relationship I was in was a very bad relationship. I'm not afraid to say that I used to be abused. I used to get abused. And I always felt that, okay, so the guy who I was with, he is the one who introduced me to Rastafari. It was not a Rasta, but we used to spend a lot of time around a lot of Rasta people. And I got a vibe. We used to talk about it a lot. And the relationship went bad. But before I left Trinidad, I had a dream. And in my dream, His Majesty and Her Majesty, the King and Queen of Ethiopia, they were on my street in Trinidad. And they were having some sort of a parade. I assume it might have been. But I couldn't go outside to the parade because I was the Cinderella, the stepdaughter that had to stay inside and clean. This is all part of my dream. It was kind of weird. But as in the dream, somebody came, I'll do your work for you for 10 minutes if you want to go outside and see the parade. So I did. I went outside and I saw the parade. And I had a friend with me in the dream. And we were trying to get close to His Majesty, to touch him, to just say hi. But she couldn't get close. It seemed like every time she got maybe like 2 feet away from him, she would slip, like if there were a puddle of oil or something around him. But I walked straight to him and I held his hand, I hugged him. And when I was hugging him, this part gets weird. You know the Smeagol from Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I looked to the side and I saw the Smeagol like running up the sides of the walls of the houses in the dream. Right? Like if he was coming to attack me. The face of the Smeagol was the face of the guy that I was with in the bad relationship. Okay. And His Majesty literally turned and said, shh. And it disappeared, it went, and like everything became bright. It was like pure movie vibes. And I said, from that time, I woke up feeling saved. I woke up feeling like I can live to see another day. Like, and that was it. I left Trinidad 2-3 days later and started my lock journey. I started my journey into Farai, which made me grow my locks. So yeah.
So I'm not a dream interpreter, but I do see a lot of things that you post, and I definitely feel like that was a sign of growth and new. And I see that with the vibes that you give off, because man, look, I'm not gonna lie to you. When I seen your pictures, I'm like, okay, them locks are fire, but man, I'm in the United States. We're kind of like on some supreme lockdown type stuff because of COVID. And I see you at the beach, and I see that blue water, and I see the sand, and I see the sun hitting your skin. I'm like, oh man, like I'm jealous. Can you talk to me a little bit about how it's been since, COVID has hit? And I know you travel a lot. So
okay, well, my sister and I used to travel all the time. Like, we've both lived outside of Trinidad for at least 10 years. I just came back home. Well, I wouldn't say just, maybe like 10 years ago. And this is the first time I've been in Trinidad as an adult for so long. I left when I was 18 and I never returned till I was like 27. So being here now, every year we just made time for us to just go back out to America, whether it was Europe or as well, just to do something, just to get out of the island, because island life is a pretty, it's an amazing life, but it's a small-minded mentality.
Mm.
If you've never left the island or any small island to see a bigger, wider perspective of life, your mentality is still very small. And that's not your fault. That's just the opportunities people don't or do have to leave and to see more. So we always used to find time to leave, but this year has been hell. We went to Jamaica for in February, and as soon as we came back home, they locked down the borders. So there was no plans for us to go back out. We were supposed to go to Guyana for a fashion show. That got cancelled. So yeah, but we said we'd make the best of it here in Trinidad. And then the government made going to the beaches illegal for about 5 months. So I mean, I think that was the time everybody, especially in Trinidad, took time to reinvent themselves, whether it is their business, their perspective on life. So it wasn't that bad of a timing for us here in Trinidad. And I'm sure all over the world was the same, and everybody in lockdown had time to get within themselves and to figure out who they are, what they want to be, what they believe. Because we're now in a society where everything that is brought to us, whether it is news, TV, movies, we have to question it. We have to question it. So, I mean, COVID has had its ups and downs, but for us to go to the beach, not much this year. Not much this year.
Look here, I'm telling you, I've been sitting here looking at you, man. You at the beach with your feet in the sand, and you taking these pictures. I'm like, oh, I was like, man, come on now. Like, I'm stuck in the house. You know, today is raining. It's been raining all weekend, which, you know, I love the rain. It's cool. But like, I'm glad you brought up that y'all were supposed to go to fashion show though, because as a lot of my followers know, I love for people who are entrepreneurs and they're just trying to be creative out here in this world. Can you talk to me a little bit about your business?
Okay, so originally, well, I have a couple of things I do. My sister and I together do Without a Movement. That is a clothing line. It's an urban, ready-to-wear line out of the Caribbean. Neither of us wear pants. Yeah, so that's how it started. We could have never found clothes to fit us as young adults. Everything was either too big. If we got a length, it was too big, and if we got a size, it was too short because we're 5'7" plus. Yeah.
Okay.
So my sister lived in England. When I went to England for a while, I came home and then I had a child. So getting a job with my hair, particularly, was not easy. It was not happening at all. Let's be real. Trinidad is, again, small-minded. So 10 years ago, my dread was not something that was smiled at. I'm being very honest with you. When I came home for the first time with my dread, I had friends disown me. I had friends be like, "What is that on your head?" I had family be like, "What are you carrying on your head?" I mean, it was a big change. It was a big change to come back home, especially in the early 2000s, with a dread my size. I have never twisted it. I have never gone to a hairdresser to make it smaller or neater. So this short was a different story than it is now. Short was like this. Nothing fell. It was not what my society thought was normal. Yeah. So it was very hard for me to get a job. And then I was like, you know what? People compliment me all the time on the skirts that we got made. Because my sister and I said, okay, well, let's just make our own clothes from now on. It don't make sense trying to buy. And the only jeans I ever got to fit me, I'm not going to lie to you, was about 25 years ago. Right?
25 years?
In Nostrum. I paid 100 US for a jeans just because it fit. And after that, I was like, I can't afford to be spending 100 US. This was like 20 years ago, yeah? I couldn't afford to be spending 100 US on a pair of jeans because I was too tall. So I said, you know what? I'm just gonna start making stuff. People loved it. My sister, I called her. I was a journalist, and I'm like, listen, I'm starting a clothing line. Are you coming home to help me or not? I'm home. So literally within 20 days, she was home, and we did our first fashion show. That was it. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, it was not easy in the start, neither is it easy now. We've never fell in the fashion category in Trinidad. Um, so yeah, we never did the whole went to school for fashion and fashion as education. No, my sister is an aviation professional and I did hospitality. So we just style. Fun per se. We just love our own personal style and giving people the opportunity to for that. That's how what was created. So now we just push clothes. We do clothes. My sister also teaches yoga. I also manage an artist called Buzz Rock, amazing reggae artist from Trinidad. He's one of those artists that can do everything, play every instrument, produce his own music. He's one of those talented people that need the opportunity to shine. And that's what I'm doing with him. I'm giving him the opportunity to do his thing. He has a message that is so impactful if people actually hear it, that I am totally 100 behind being part of that Buzz Rock team. So those are my two major things that I do. On the side, we do events and that kind of stuff. But my two passions are within the music and within fashion.
I see you speaking at a lot of conventions. I always see y'all's fashion stuff. I think it's super dope that you could actually pick up the phone and be like, "Hey, I'm about to do this thing, sister. I'm tired of this, and this. Let's do our own thing." I think that's super dope. Yeah. It seems like you spend a lot of time with your sister. I'm a family man. I love that. I have brothers and sisters as well. So, I definitely respect that and appreciate that for real.
Thank you. But my sister and I have always got along. Okay?
I mean, that's family though. You know how it is.
Teenagers. We weren't friends when we were teenagers, basically. We were two completely different people. Only until we moved apart and I lived in New York and she lived in Florida, we kind of got an appreciation for each other and an appreciation for the fact that we were unique being twins. So,
well, I mean, the old saying is, absence makes the heart grow fonder, so I can definitely
further. Let's be real. Absence make the heart grow fonder or further. You just need to choose.
Correct.
I have some friends or some people who I've known and they moved away, and I mean, we said we parted. We just no bad mind, no bad vibe. We just didn't stay in contact. So it does make. I mean, but for the real ones, it make you grow fonder for sure.
Definitely. So I have another question for you because see, I'm looking at your locks right now, and it's right here. I haven't seen any pictures of you with your hair shorter than that right now. But my thing is we live in an era where everybody is kind of like a lock expert, okay? And you said you started from your hair shorter than mine. How is the maintenance? Is breaking up?
No, I'm saying I used to shave my hair with chemicals.
Oh, okay. So like when you wash your hair, how long does it take for your hair to dry?
It depends what time and what type of day when I wash it. I usually try not to wash it after 12 in the day.
Okay.
If it's a bright sunny day, it'll dry before I go to sleep. If it's not a bright sunny day, it'll be still a little damp by the time I go to sleep. So maybe a full day, I say it's a dry.
Woo, all day? Really?
Yeah.
That's amazing. So I have another question for you.
Uh-huh.
Are you you mentioned you were Rastafari, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's your diet like whenever it comes to, you know,
I'm a vegetarian. I've been a vegetarian for the last 20 years, 25 years almost. I try to eat healthy. Okay, so
okay,
when I say vegetarian, it does not always mean healthy. I'm laying that out now. But yeah, basically, I don't do meat. No chicken, no pork, no beef, no nothing like that. But even before I was Rasta, I was never a big meat eater. Um, so I don't do dairy.
okay.
All my dairy placements are almond milk or bacon substitutes. Other than that, I do fish sometimes. That's just island life. Fish is a very clean. I mean, you're catching your fish, so I can be very clear on what kind of fish that I eat and know where it comes from. That's the only reason I could say I eat fish. So technically, I'm a pesco vegetarian.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm actually leaning towards that now. I've been really working on my diet, and so I gave up beef, and so I'm gradually moving away from chicken, and so now I eat fish and vegetables. I actually just ate a salad before I talked to you, so
I
it's
have today. I should eat breakfast already, but Sunday is my day off, so I don't need to fuss myself too much. But I must add something to the diet.
okay.
My idea of not eating meat started because I was looking into Rastafari, different.
Mm,
But the reason now that I don't eat meat has nothing to do with being Rasta. I did a nutrition course when I was in university, and just the facts on how the body deals with meat was a complete reason for me to just never even eat meat again, whether I'm Rastafari or not. I will never
mm.
eat it again. The way the digestion works with meat, especially red meat, you could take something like 5 to 7 years to fully digest red
Yeah,
meat in your system.
yeah.
Yeah,
That
and
that beef is rough, man. That-
easy things like pouting in your system. A lot of people don't excrete these things properly. If you want to really go into it, a lot of the body, how this body works, or how we work in our body within the Western Hemisphere, we don't deal with foods properly. Our system doesn't deal with foods properly. We don't get rid of them properly. So a lot of it sitting there causes illnesses, like food rotting in your body, meat rotting in your body causes different things to happen to you, whether it's mental, whether it's physical, whether it's spiritual. It affects your entire being.
And see, I love that you're saying that because see, a lot of people don't understand that, yes, we do log on to these computers and, every now and then, man, people just let these computers just run, man. You got to restart that thing, man. So you got to restart that thing because it's going off of, circuits and stuff like that. So the body's the same way. If you don't take care of it, it breaks down. So
Especially if you're a meat eater. I'm not bashing anybody who eats meat, but you need to do like detox. Like detox should be part of your routine if you are consuming meats and if you're, certain diets. If you're eating unhealthy, even at least once a month, just try to do a detox for a day, whether it is you're drinking juice only for the day, like cold pressed juices for the day. Just clean out the system. It works. Your energy changes, your body changes. Like I could feel the difference between myself when I was 18 to now. Yeah, I'm older, 20 years older, but I understand the difference between my body when I was eating meat compared
yeah.
to now when I'm not eating meat. So it's it's better for your system and it's better for your spirit, it's better for your mentality. You'll be able to process things better because you have less chemicals running through your system.
Real quick. I want to get the people to know something real quick. So, if you could give somebody some advice on their
Uh-huh.
lock journey, what advice would you give them? And also, I know that you are successful with the clothing line. I know you're doing your thing out there. I know you're traveling a lot, talking to a lot of people. I've been seeing you. What would be your advice on if you're trying to be an entrepreneur and how to push your business?
All right. Life journey advice. Be true to yourself. There are a lot of things out here, a lot of information of things to help you be who you want to be. Who you want to be should come from inside. You should research yourself, research how you feel about things when you do things. Just take a note of how you feel when you help somebody. Take a note of how you feel when you cook. Take a note of how you feel when you go to the beach or when you do something. And those are the things you want to keep passionate about, keep true to. Don't try to, because mommy said I need to be a doctor, you have to go and be a doctor, and then you spend the next 5 years stressing out yourself because you just don't feel what you want to do. And if you wanted to be a seamstress and that brings joy to you, you do it. Anything that you could bring joy to, trust me, it will give you success once you put your mind to it and find a way to make it successful for you. To be an entrepreneur, it's hard. That's what I can really tell you. It shit is hard, being very honest. There are gonna be years, there's still years I'm going through that you're not too sure what's gonna happen next, where um where next year will take you. So just be prepared. Just be prepared as an entrepreneur for anything. You need to be quick on your feet to adapt. And that's what my sister and I have learned this year for sure with our clothing line. I mean, we spent many years staying true to who we were, staying conservative and that kind of stuff. Also trying to give a little bit of what we thought was trending. But that never worked for us. When we decided to stay true to ourselves and just keep bringing out stuff that we know we would wear, or we would what's the word I'm looking for? Or we would like to see people carry themselves a certain way. That's what works for us. Like this last Without a Basics that we brought out. This has, trust me, has been one of the best collections financially for us. So, and this was us being us. We are chill, relaxed women who spend most of our time at home or with family and friends. We don't dress up half the time, and a lot of that used to be dressy stuff. So we have the basics. We stay true, directly true to ourselves, and we flow in. So as an entrepreneur, it is going to be hard. You're going to have years that it sucks, but stay true to yourself. Don't try to sell out to become anybody or to try to stay within the industry's trend. You create the industry's trend for yourself.
Yo, she just dropped a gem on y'all. I hope you heard it. You got to stay true to yourself. Be who you are inside and do not conform to what everybody else says is normal. I appreciate that. That is super dope. That is super dope. Miss AYANNA. Uh-oh. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Miss AYANNA.
Yeah, I got you.
I thank you so much for your time. I know it's been kind of hard getting in contact with you, but we're in two different,
Yeah,
but man,
I'm real sorry.
Nah, hey, you bless my spirit today. I appreciate you for real. And
Yeah,
I like the
thanks for that.
hustle. I really like the hustle. I like the hustle, man. It's like, man, I seen the locks and I was like, man, there's some beautiful locks, but I definitely bet that she's more of a beautiful person. And so I wanted to get to know you because a lot of times like we got the social media stuff.
Instagram's a liar. That's what I say.
Man, look, like you'll click.
So.
Oh man, like you'll like the picture. It's like, okay, cool, and then you start to find out that some of these people really not that nice, So it's like it's a blessing to know that your drive and your personality is one and the same. And that's a beautiful thing right there. And I appreciate you for taking the time to speak with me today. For real.
Man, for sure. Definitely. It was definitely a pleasure. Love your spirit. So
thank you. So what we gonna do is we're gonna put her handle at the bottom. Y'all go like, y'all go subscribe to that, y'all go follow them, and y'all go buy. Oh yeah, and check out the beach views that she got on the page. phenomenal, y'all. All right, Miss Ayana, I appreciate you. Thank y'all so much for taking the time. This is
Thank you
Megalodon
for having
Jay.
me. It was
This is Miss
have a
Ayana.
good one.
Thank y'all. We out, y'all.